1 year ago, I started trading, jumping into it, thinking that I was going to be making $10,000 a month in no time, that I was going to be traveling to Thailand and, you know, living this lifestyle. And the harsh reality hit me. I ended up losing $1,000 around there, blowing around 5 accounts in the span of 6 months, and I almost ended up becoming part of the 80% of new traders that quit within their first year. But I just kept going. I just, stuck to it. And I found a way to not only survive, but I found a way to thrive. And in this video, I want to share with you guys, the breakthroughs, the lessons, the harsh things that I've learned, the ins and outs, and pretty much just share, my journey and my progress that I've made over the year. I started documenting my journey like around 4 months ago, but that was when I was already trading. So like I said, I started taking it seriously about a year ago, and I'll pop up some screenshots on the screen here where you guys can see me learning and locking in with ICT, learning as much as I could. Now at this time, I was traveling for work for a company. We would install TVs in conference rooms, and on the side I was learning trading, but that's not where my trading story began. So I actually started getting into trading, and I started with stocks when I was 15, and I started trading when I was 16. Now I'll pop up some screenshots right here somewhere on the screen. I was making some money, and it got to a point where I actually made like $6,000 trading stocks. And as a beginner, you don't know about risk management, you don't know about psychology, about discipline. You don't really, it was just gambling at that point. So I lost all of that money, and then I revenge traded, put more money into it, because I've always been working since I was 15, like labor jobs. So I've always been making good money, but without the right mindset. I was just dumping money into the charts, looking at it as like a casino. So I ended up losing thousands of dollars. I'm talking like $10,000 maybe total, bro. Like trading stocks, and I even traded some stock options. I'll pop up some screenshots right here of making like 200, 500. It even got to a point where I was like up $1,000, $2,000 in a day, which is where it started to hit me. And I was like, if I can learn how to master this, that's a skill set that is so valuable. And I've always looked at traders, I've always been inspired by the lifestyle. I've always kind of really like how you don't really have to be so much of a sales guy. You don't really have to do client calls and all these meetings and all of these things. Now I do like business, and I do like those types of businesses, but it's not something that I want to do long term. I want to do something that I can spend 2 hours a day, make some money, and then enjoy the rest of my day doing content or traveling or spending time with family. So after I lost all that money, I took a break from trading. I kind of just gave up on it. I was like, man, I didn't really keep going. And so that was around 20, I don't even know. It was around COVID. When COVID hit is when I stopped. And that's when my life kind of started to go in a downfall. I started partying and drinking and females and all these distractions. And so my life got pretty hard. So then I was working on the road. That's when, I was like, okay, you know what? Like, trading is the only thing that I've seen results from. And it's something that I know that if I take the time to learn, I can actually do it. So then from there, like I said, I started learning ICT. I found ICT, and things started to click, and I just locked in on ICT. I would work my job from 6 to 6 p.m. And then after that, I would just be in the hotel learning, trying to read as much as I could about the charts, trying to learn as much as I could. Even at airports, when I was in the layover, I would use that time to learn and to just go back into the charts and study them. So I started slow and I started to work on my psychology and my discipline, and I deposited $200 into a live account. This was before I even tried a challenge. I put $200 into a live account and I was risking $3 or $2 to make, yeah, I was risking $2 to make $3. And I was seeing results, because it's all numbers, it's just about the risk. So I would risk $2 to make, or no, so I would risk $2 to make $4. And I was seeing I was seeing that what I was learning at the time, after putting it into action, I was like, bro, this is the first time that I've ever seen results where I had a plan and I stuck to that plan and it worked out. Because back then I would see the market go up, I would get in, and then the market would reverse, and then I would go down, basically just chasing price. But once I started taking it seriously a year ago and learning about discipline, learning about having a plan and having rules, that's when I started to see progress. And psychologically, I was like, okay, if I can make $4, then on a fun, because this was before I even tried any challenges. So I was like, okay, on a 10K funded challenge, you're risking 100 to make 200. It's the same thing, right? It's just bigger numbers. So I was building up my confidence. I was, getting more addicted into it. I started learning more. I started taking it more seriously. And that's when I realized that I had to see trading as my profession. You know how some people go to school for years to learn, for example, nursing. I was like, okay, I'm gonna see this as my degree. You have to see trading as like your career, basically. And the time that it takes for you to learn trading is the same as somebody going to school and studying whatever it is that they want to be. So after I kind of changed my perspective on that, I started to take it more seriously. I started to be more consistent, and I wasn't really struggling to be consistent, because in my mind, this was just me waking up and going to school, but it was for trading. And I started to see progress. I just kept going. That's when I started to backtest. And after backtesting, and because in my mind, you have to see yourself as a profitable trader. And I always knew that it was about your psychology. So on that 200 live account, I was up like $50 following the 1 to 2. I think I was trading the silver bullet model. If you guys don't know what that is, it's a pretty good model. But I would trade because I was working from 6 to 6. But at 9, we would have like a little break. So I would go on my break and I would trade, and I would just let the trade ride. And I was making like $4 per trade, but I was focused on my discipline and on my sticking to my rules and my system, instead of like trying to make a lot, because I knew that if I just upped the numbers, those $4 would eventually be 400 and then 4,000. So I made around $50 in profit at the end of the month on that live account. And once I did that, once I was profitable for a month, in my mind, I'm like, okay, I'm a profitable trader now. I'm a profitable trader. Now I just have to keep doing this and do this on a funded challenge. So that's when I started to get into funded challenges. I started to take my first challenge. I actually don't have any screenshots of that, but I basically failed a lot of challenges because there was still some other lessons that I had to learn. And then after I had a challenge and I started to kind of see the potential, I started to, like, the reality started to hit me, like, this isn't just a dream, this isn't just an idea that I have in my head. This is something that people my age are doing, and they're making a living off of it. And they're doing it like that same day they were taking trades and making money. So I had that reality shift where I was like I can actually do this, you know, and if they can do it, then I can do it too. So yeah, man, it's been a journey. And then after around 6 months on that journey of learning and focusing on my discipline and my psychology and sticking to my plan, that's when I got a bit my ego got to me, and that's when I was like, all right, I'm gonna quit my job and now I'm going to go all in and move, and I'm gonna be making $10,000 a month, and I'm gonna rent out an apartment and, you know, be making money from trading. So I did. I took the risk. That's when I started to document my journey. I quit my job and I basically moved out to Colorado with one of my best friend at the time. And in my mind, in that time, I would see myself as a profitable trader, as if I was already living my dream. So all of that knowledge that you guys saw me film was all from all those prior 6 months of learning and back testing and developing my discipline, developing my psychology, learning what risk management was, and learning why it was so important. So I started to implement that, except on a funded challenge. Now at that point, it was my like sixth funded challenge, and I passed. You know, I became a funded trader. I documented the journey, and that was honestly a big accomplishment for me because it showed me that I could do it. It showed me that I was capable of actually doing it. It showed me that I had the skill set. Even if now I blew the account, right? I don't have the account anymore, but it more so showed me that I can actually do this, which is what kept me going, right? I blew the 6K account, and then I bought a 15K account, and then I blew that account as well because my psychology was all over the place. And also December price action wasn't the best. So lately I've just been waiting, you know, until the new year so yeah, as I was saying, guys, now I'm just waiting for the new year to use all those lessons and apply it to this new year. Now, as I talked about in my previous video, the biggest thing that has helped me build and master my discipline is semen retention. Now, I don't want to be one of those guys who is like a no-fap guru. It's just, I'm just a normal person, a trader who gave my life to Christ, and now I am abstaining and I'm holding in my sexual energy and I'm channeling that energy into trading. And it just so happens that they go hand in hand, right? And I don't see how this year is not the year that I have that breakthrough moment from being a break-even trader to being a consistent profitable trader. And I just give that thanks to my Heavenly Father. So one thing that I did that benefited my trading so much was I learned one model, I learned one system, and I didn't watch all the trading videos. I didn't go out there and watch all the courses and all the strategies of other people. I just focused on mine because trading is so psychological that if you have your system and you're watching other YouTubers and you're looking at their strategy, when you go to the charts, you're gonna get into analysis paralysis, which is where you'll be looking at the chart and then you'll get confused and you won't know basically how to execute it, because in your mind you're like, oh, what if this is this strategy playing out, or what if this is this person's strategy playing out? So what I did was, once I found that model, that system that I was making consistent profits and I was profitable with, I cut out all the noise and I just focused on building an edge with that system. I realized that it's about the person that you become. So something that I would tell you guys is, don't focus so much on the money. Don't value and idolize the money. Instead, fall in love. You know how they say, fall in love with the journey? Fall in love with the character that you need to become and the character that you're going to be, right? Like, the trader who makes, and this is something that I've realized lately, is the trader who makes $10,000 a month is doing certain things that a trader making $0 a month is doing. So you just have to find out what those habits are, find out what those things are, and then embody that, and then just stay consistent with it. Honestly, you know, like, the biggest lesson that I'm taking into 2025 from everything is, in my mind, I'm a profitable trader making $10,000 a month, and I'm going to see myself as the successful trader that I aspire to be. So another thing that I would tell you guys is, don't think of it as the grind. Like, don't think of grinding, trading, and working hard and chasing after it. More so, just like I was saying, become that person who it comes to you. Attract it. And that's something that, you know, God and Team Retention has helped me with. I don't really see it as like, oh, I'm grinding. It's more so like, no, this is gonna happen because this is what I'm attracting. This is who I am. And the universe is gonna shift in my favor to fit that. So just the video that I wanted to kind of journal for the documentation of my journey trading. And yeah, man, hope you guys learned some lessons. Hope you guys are excited for this 2025, for the volume to start to pick back up, and just to become a better person, to develop your character. And appreciate you guys watching this video. Appreciate you guys subscribing to the channel, commenting on the videos. Like, we're almost at 70 subscribers, which is, to me, that's crazy, bro. Like, it may not seem like a lot, but to me, it's the same as passing a funded challenge. It shows me that if I just keep going, it's going to work. You know, it's inevitable that it doesn't. So I appreciate all of you guys. Love to all of you guys. See you guys in the next one.